mine. Not the kom ons kry ons lê plekjie onder 'n boom.
What if I told you that one of South Africa's newest multi-day hiking trails let you experience the rugged wilderness of the Baviaanskloof without carrying a heavy backpack? Welcome to the new Baviaans Canyon Trail, a 78-kilometer, 5-day, 6-night adventure through one of South Africa's most spectacular wilderness areas. Located in the Eastern Cape, this trail is still relatively unknown, with only 12 hikers allowed to start each day, making this trail an intimate and exclusive experience. This is a slackpacking trail, meaning your overnight gear, clothes, and food are transported to your next hut, while you only hike with a day pack. It sounds luxurious, and it sure is, but don't underestimate it. With around 16 kilometers of hiking every single day, rock scrambling, boulders, river crossing, relentless climbs, and unpredictable mountain weather, it sure earns its moderate to difficult grading. But let's show you what the trail is all about. After arriving at base camp, our first job was packing everything into our slackpacking boxes. These boxes would be transported to our first overnight hut the following morning, so making sure everything was packed correctly was essential. A useful tip is that you'll still have access to your vehicle on your first night. Next came the trail briefing, where we received all the information we needed for the next 5 days. This is also where you can order a few extra comforts for your hike, including Baviaans brew beers, bags of firewood, and even espresso coffee pots, which are delivered to your overnight huts. Once everything was sorted, we finally had time to unwind with an ice-cold Baviaans brew beside the swimming pool, while soaking in the excitement of the adventure ahead. Base camp is the only overnight stop with an oven, so we prepared the lasagna at home before leaving. All we had to do was pop it into the oven, making for the perfect first dinner before ending the evening with a few very competitive games of Uno Flip. Unfortunately, our first night's sleep wasn't ideal. The floodlights around camp were surprisingly bright, making it difficult to get a proper night's rest. Thankfully, sunrise the following morning quickly made us forget about that.
Good morning everyone and welcome to the Baviaans Canyon Base Camp. It's day 1 of our hike. It's the 18th of March and we have a 16.2 kilometers to complete today.
The first rays of sunlight spilled over the mountains as we enjoyed breakfast and packed our day packs. The adventure had officially begun. Day 1 doesn't ease you into the hike. Within minutes, you're climbing. The trail steadily winds higher and higher as the morning sun begins heating up the mountains around you. About halfway up the climb, we spotted our first snake crossing the trail.
Wat? Slang.
A gentle reminder that we're hiking through true wilderness. After several hours of climbing, the trail eventually levels out at Gabriel's Pool, where we met a group of hikers completing the leopard trail. It was a perfect place to catch our breath and swap a few trail stories. But the break was short-lived. From there, the trail throws one final challenge at you, a long, relentless series of uphill zigzags that seem to climb forever. Finally, we reached the highest point of the day, and it felt like a real achievement, until we looked up. Dark clouds were rolling in. Thunder echoed across the mountains. A few drops of rain didn't worry us, but within minutes we were caught in a full-blown mountain thunderstorm. Rain jackets on, phones packed away, heads down, one careful step at a time. The final 6 kilometers became one of the toughest sections of the entire trip. Driving rain, strong winds, completely soaked. By the time we finally spotted our overnight huts and the beautiful labyrinth beside them, we couldn't wait for a warm shower. That evening, our hiking shoes spent the night next to the braai in the hope that they'd be dry by morning.
So Ons braaiskoene en marshmallows vir s'mores en 'n kous. Daar is 'n kous. Ons het geen idee wat van die ander kous geword het nie.
Good morning, everyone. It's day 2 of the Baviaans Canyon Trail. We have 16.6 kilometers to go today, and it looks like it's going to be a very nice day outside. We are walking quite early just to avoid some rain scheduled for 1 o'clock today, as we were soaked yesterday and we don't want the same experience.
Day 2 takes you even deeper into the mountains. The morning begins with a peaceful, relatively flat walk before the first staircases appear. From there, it's another steady climb towards breathtaking viewpoints overlooking the Baviaanskloof. Once you reach the summit, you're rewarded with panoramic views stretching as far as the eye can see. Along the way, we pass Fond Farewell, which is the final mountain you have to climb for the Leopard Trail, before continuing past, which is also the Leopard Trail's third night's accommodation. It was fascinating to see where these two iconic hiking routes briefly cross paths. Day 2 was also incredibly hot, with rain forecasted for later that afternoon, so we picked up the pace, hoping to cool off in the pool before the weather arrived. We managed about 10 minutes in the water before the rain finally caught us again. Fortunately, we had incredible accommodation to enjoy for the rest of the evening. Each overnight camp follows the same layout. There are 3 sleeping cottages with 2 rooms each, sleeping 2 people per room. Every room has its own toilet and basin. The main house includes a fully equipped kitchen, dining room, and lounge that opens onto a large covered stoop overlooking the swimming pool. Outside, you'll find 2 hot showers and another toilet. The facilities honestly exceeded all of our expectations.
Good morning, everyone. It's day 3 of the Baviaans Canyon Trail. It's 8:30. We're supposed to start walking 9 o'clock for 9:30 to be in the canyon at this specific time, and you can see the sun is starting to shine. So we will be walking in that direction today. It's an 8-kilometer trail, and it takes anything between 3 and 8 hours, depending on the time you spend in the canyon.
After 2 demanding days, day 3 feels like a reward. Although it's only 9.5 kilometers long, it became one of our favorite days of the entire hike. It's important to leave camp at the time recommended during the briefing, because that's when the sunlight shines beautifully into the slot canyon. The further you venture into the canyon, the more dramatic the scenery becomes. Eventually, the trail ends, shoes come off, backpacks stay behind, and the final section is completed barefoot or with rock shoes through the water. At the end, you're rewarded with a beautiful waterfall and crystal clear natural pools hidden behind towering canyon walls. We enjoyed a picnic beside the water before most of us jumped in for an icy swim. Luckily, we had some special coffee waiting afterwards to warm us back up. It's one of those places that photographs simply can't capture properly.
So some tequila and cranberry Cosmo, some soda, some lemon, and some mint.
Cheers!
Cheers.
If you're interested in exactly what we packed and what meals we prepared, we'll be making a separate video covering our full packing list and menu, as well as some fitness tips.
Good morning, everyone. It's day 4 of the Baviaans Canyon Trail, and today we have 14.7 kilometers to complete. It's about 6 hours of climbing, then going down for 1.5, then climbing again till you get to 10, and then from there it's all the way down. So this is the camp, and then you start here in this little path and climb this mountain, and then another couple of mountains. But yeah, look how stunning it is.
If day 3 lets you recover, day 4 remind you who's in charge. The day starts with a 6-kilometer climb to one of the most spectacular viewpoints on the trail, looking up over what I call the sunny parts of the Eastern Cape. It's impossible not to stop and admire the landscape. The descent is steep, very steep, and then comes another relentless climb with switchback after switchback, gaining almost 300 meters of elevation in only 2 kilometers. Eventually, the trail follows the river through what hikers call the playground. Massive boulders, rock hopping, ladders, river crossing. It's easy to see how this section earned its name. It was also here that we had our second snake encounter. Luckily, he wasn't moving too quickly because I had already stepped right over him before even noticing he was lying in the middle of the trail. By this stage, our watches were already showing 18 kilometers, even though we were only supposed to hike 16.
Oh my! Ek beloof dit is lekker. Jy geniet dit. Jy geniet dit. Jy geniet dit.
We really started wondering whether we'd missed a turn or accidentally started hiking the following day's route.
Not the kom ons kyk op lê plekjie onder op boom.
Thankfully, the trail eventually led us safely to our final overnight hut. That evening, everyone gathered around the bonfire because after 4 days together, complete strangers had become friends.
Baviaans Canyon, day 5, and our very last day on the trail. Today we get to climb that mountain for breakfast. Our final day began with perhaps the most feared climb of the entire trail, Morning Glory, and it certainly lives up to its reputation. It's steep and it's relentless. This is where all you hear is heavy breathing, and this is described as the sounds of nature. Literally climbed 200 meters within the first kilometer. Eventually, the trail levels out before you reach the famous Orange Room, marked only by a small sign beside the river. After exploring for a while and meeting another hiking group, we tackled one final major climb, our last climb of the entire trail. From there, it was one final stretch through the riverbed before reaching the information center. 5 days, 78 kilometers, countless climbs, endless laughs, 2 snake encounters, one unforgettable thunderstorm, and memories that will last a lifetime.
Well, that was one incredible adventure. The Baviaans Canyon Trail really challenged us every single day. It challenged us physically with steep climbs, really steep climbs, mentally during the thunderstorm, but it rewarded us with hidden waterfalls, towering canyons, the most spectacular accommodation, and some of the best scenery the Eastern Cape has to offer. If you are looking for a hiking experience that combines true wilderness with the comfort of slackpacking and incredible accommodation, this trail deserves a place on your bucket list. If you like this adventure, please give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and let us know in the comments, would you take on the Baviaans Canyon Trail? Thanks for watching. See you next time.